everyone, and welcome back to English Practice Lab, the podcast where we help you sound like a real, confident English speaker, not just a textbook robot. I'm John.
And I'm Sarah. Today, we're talking about something almost no grammar book ever really teaches you properly: small talk.
Two simple words, and yet they cause so much stress for English learners around the world.
Honestly, I think it stresses out native speakers too sometimes. But for someone learning English, small talk can feel like the scariest part of the whole language.
Exactly. So today's episode is called Why You Must Learn Small Talk. We're going to explain what small talk actually is, why it matters so much more than people think, and then give you real phrases, real situations, and a few mistakes to avoid.
By the end, you'll understand why small talk isn't small at all. It's one of the biggest keys to sounding natural and confident in English.
Let's get into it.
So, John, what exactly is small talk?
Good place to start. Small talk is light, casual conversation about everyday, low-pressure topics. Think the weather, your weekend plans, traffic, or a comment about the coffee shop you're standing in.
It's not a deep conversation. Nobody expects you to discuss philosophy or share your life story.
Right. The goal isn't to exchange important information. It's to connect with another person, build a bit of comfort, and create a friendly atmosphere.
I like to think of small talk as a social warm-up. Just like an athlete stretches before a big game, small talk warms up a conversation before anything more serious happens.
And here's the thing. Almost every meaningful interaction in English starts with small talk first. A job interview, a business meeting, a first date, even a visit to the doctor.
Nobody walks into a meeting and immediately says, "Let's discuss the budget." There's always a few minutes of, "Hi, how are you? Did you find the office okay? Can you believe this weather?"
And if you skip that part or don't know how to handle it, things can feel awkward really fast.
Which brings us to the big question. Why does it matter so much?
Let's break it into a few clear reasons.
Reason 1. Small talk builds real human connection.
This is huge. Language isn't only grammar and vocabulary. It's about relationships. When you can comfortably chat with a stranger, a colleague, or a neighbor, you build trust very quickly.
People remember how a conversation made them feel. If you can make someone smile with a quick comment about their dog or the weather, they'll remember you as warm and approachable.
And that opens doors. In business, people often prefer working with someone they like personally, not just someone who is technically skilled.
I've seen people get job opportunities just because they were easy and pleasant to talk to before the actual interview even started.
Reason 2, small talk is unpredictable, so it trains your real-time speaking skills better than almost anything else.
A lot of learners don't realize this. When you prepare for a presentation, you know exactly what you're going to say.
But small talk doesn't work that way. Someone might suddenly ask about a TV show you've never heard of, or a local football match, or a strange new food trend.
You have to think on your feet, choose vocabulary instantly, and respond naturally, with zero preparation.
Which makes small talk one of the toughest speaking challenges in English, even though it sounds easy.
It's deceptively difficult. It looks simple from the outside, but your brain is working hard, listening, processing, and producing language at once.
Reason 3, small talk is everywhere, in every situation, in every culture.
At work, at school, in elevators, on airplanes, at the gym, in line at a coffee shop.
If you can't handle it, you'll find yourself avoiding situations. Maybe you skip networking events, stay quiet at parties, or let your partner do all the talking.
And slowly, you miss out on real opportunities to practice and grow your English.
Reason 4, and this one's important, small talk builds your confidence for everything else.
If you can comfortably talk about the weather or your weekend, you start to feel less afraid of English in general. That confidence carries over into bigger conversations and interviews.
It's like a small talk muscle. The more you train it, the stronger your overall speaking confidence becomes.
Okay, now that we understand why it matters, let's talk about how to actually do it well.
Let's start with topic categories. What can you actually talk about?
There are classic, safe categories that work almost anywhere in the English-speaking world. Weather is the most famous one.
It really is a global favorite. Beautiful day, isn't it? Or, can you believe how cold it's been this week?
Then there's weekend plans or recent activities. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Work and studies are common too, especially in professional settings. How's work going?
Travel is another great one. People love talking about trips they've taken or want to take.
And then food, hobbies, sports, and local events. Have you tried that new restaurant downtown?
Notice none of these topics are controversial or personal. That's intentional. Small talk works best when it stays light and positive.
Speaking of which, let's cover topics to avoid, especially with someone you don't know well.
Money and salary is a big one. In many English-speaking cultures, asking how much someone earns is considered impolite.
Politics and religion as well, they can quickly create tension, which is exactly what small talk is trying to avoid.
Personal appearance can be risky too. Commenting on someone's weight, even kindly, can easily be misunderstood.
And health problems, family conflicts, or anything emotionally heavy, save those for closer friendships.
Good rule of thumb. If you wouldn't say it to a stranger in an elevator, save it for later.
Now, structure. How does a typical small talk exchange flow?
There are usually 3 stages. First, the opener, a greeting or simple comment to start things off.
Something like, "Hi, how's it going?" Or, "Busy day today, huh?"
Second, the development stage, where you ask questions and share small pieces of information, back and forth.
This is where open-ended questions become powerful. Instead of, "Do you like your job?" try, "What do you enjoy most about your job?"
Open-ended questions invite longer answers, and longer answers give you more material to respond to.
And third, the closing stage, where you end politely. "It was great talking to you," or "I should get going, but let's chat again soon."
A smooth closing is just as important as a smooth opening.
Let's demonstrate. Sarah, pretend we just met at a work conference.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hi there. I don't think we've met yet. I'm John.
Hi, John. I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. Is this your first time at this conference?
It is, actually. I flew in yesterday and the city is beautiful. Have you been here before?
A few times. The food here is amazing. You should try the local market if you get a chance.
That sounds great. Thank you. So what brings you to this conference?
I work in marketing, so I'm here mostly for the workshops. What about you?
I'm in software development, but I always enjoy these networking events. It's a nice break from staring at a screen all day.
I completely understand that feeling. Well, it was really nice meeting you, John. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
You too, Sarah. Maybe I'll see you at one of the sessions later.
That was a perfect example. An opener, genuine back and forth questions, and a polite closing.
And notice we never talked about anything heavy. Just travel, food, and work in a relaxed tone.
Let's move to some practical strategies, because knowing the topics isn't enough. You need technique too.
Strategy 1, become a better listener.
This sounds simple, but many learners focus on what they'll say next instead of actually listening.
If you're truly listening, you'll naturally find follow-up questions because you're reacting to real information instead of a memorized script.
Strategy 2, prepare a few flexible phrases in advance.
You don't need to memorize a script, but having a small toolbox of phrases ready reduces anxiety. Things like, "So, how do you know everyone here?"
These are flexible enough for almost any social or professional setting.
Strategy 3, use the Ford method. something a lot of conversation coaches recommend.
FORD stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams.
These 4 categories almost always give you something safe and interesting to talk about.
It's a simple framework, but it works incredibly well when your mind goes blank.
Strategy 4. Practice transitioning between topics smoothly.
You can use linking phrases like, "that reminds me," or "speaking of which," to move from one topic to another.
For example, if someone mentions they're tired from a long flight, you might say, "That reminds me, have you traveled much this year?"
Strategy 5. Accept a bit of silence.
Many learners panic when there's a short pause, but pauses are completely normal, even among native speakers.
A short silence doesn't mean you've failed. It just gives both people a moment to think of the next thing to say.
Strategy 6, and maybe the most important, practice regularly, even in small doses.
You don't need a big, formal conversation every time. Try chatting briefly with a cashier, a barista, or a classmate.
Honestly, the most common mistake we see is learners avoiding these tiny opportunities because they feel embarrassed.
But those low-pressure moments are actually the best place to practice because the stakes are so low.
Small talk also changes depending on where you are and who you're speaking with, because context matters.
Small talk in a British office feels quite different from small talk at an American backyard barbecue or a casual chat in Australia.
In the UK, the weather is almost a national obsession. In the US, you'll often hear small talk about sports, weekend plans, or compliments. "I love your jacket," or "great presentation today."
In more formal business cultures, small talk before a meeting might focus on respect and hospitality. Did you have a comfortable flight? Is your hotel nice?
The key takeaway is flexibility. The topics we shared, weather, weekend plans, work, travel, food, hobbies, are safe almost everywhere, but the depth and style shift by culture.
That's why listening and observing is so valuable. Pay attention to how people around you start conversations and try to match that rhythm.
Small talk also happens online now, not just face-to-face, in emails, chat messages, and video calls.
Before a video call starts, you might hear, "Can everyone hear me okay?" followed by, "How's your week going so far?"
Or in a work email, people often open with, "I hope you had a relaxing weekend," before getting into the main topic.
Even a quick comment in a group chat, like reacting to someone's vacation photos, counts as small talk. It keeps relationships warm, even from a distance.
So whether you're speaking in person, on a call, or typing a message, the same principles apply. Stay light, stay curious, and show genuine interest in the other person. Let's go through a couple of real-life mini examples, because hearing the language in action helps it stick.
Imagine you're in line at a coffee shop, and the person next to you says, "This line is so long today, isn't it?" A natural response could be, "I know, right? I think everyone had the same idea this morning."
From there, the conversation could continue into, "Do you come here often?" Or "Have you tried their new seasonal drink?"
Here's another one. You're at a gym, and someone notices you using a new machine. They might say, "Is that machine good? I've been wanting to try it." And you could respond, "Yeah, it's great for your shoulders. You should give it a go." Simple, friendly, and easy to continue if both people want to keep talking.
One more example. You're on a flight, and the passenger beside you asks, "Are you traveling for work or for fun?" This is a fantastic open-ended small talk question because it instantly gives the other person plenty to talk about. You could answer, "A bit of both, actually. I have a few meetings, but I'm also planning to explore the city afterward." And the conversation can branch off into travel tips or shared experiences.
These mini scenes show that small talk doesn't need fancy vocabulary. It needs natural rhythm, curiosity, and a willingness to respond.
Let's cover a few common mistakes so you can avoid them.
Mistake 1. Asking only yes or no questions.
As we mentioned, this can quickly stop a conversation.
Mistake 2, dominating the conversation by talking only about yourself.
Conversation should feel like a tennis match, going back and forth, not a monologue.
Mistake 3, being too formal or too stiff. Small talk should feel relaxed, not like a job interview.
And mistake 4, forgetting to smile or show genuine interest. Tone and body language matter just as much as the words you choose.
One more tip. Don't be afraid to use humor, even simple humor. A light joke about the weather can instantly make a conversation feel warmer.
Just keep it gentle and friendly, nothing offensive or too personal. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap.
Small talk is light, casual conversation about everyday, low-pressure topics, designed to build connection rather than exchange deep information. It matters because it builds genuine human connection, trains your spontaneous speaking skills, shows up in nearly every situation, and strengthens your overall confidence.
We covered safe topics like weather, weekend plans, work, travel, food, and hobbies, and topics to avoid like money, politics, religion, and appearance. We walked through the 3 stages of an exchange: opener, development, and closing, and gave you 6 practical strategies. Listen well, prepare flexible phrases, try the Ford method, practice smooth transitions, accept silence, and practice in small, regular doses.
We also looked at how small talk shifts across cultures and shows up in digital spaces, and covered the most common mistakes: yes/no questions, dominating the conversation, being too formal, and forgetting to smile.
That's a lot of ground, but you don't need to remember every detail right now. Just remember the core idea. Small talk is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice, not perfect memorization.
All right, Sarah, let's bring this together. Why must you learn small talk?
Because it builds real connections, trains your spontaneous speaking skills, appears in almost every situation in life, and builds your overall confidence in English.
It's not really small at all. It's one of the biggest tools for sounding fluent, natural, and friendly.
So here's your homework this week. Try starting one small conversation every day with a coworker, a neighbor, or someone in a shop.
Use the Ford method if you get stuck. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Ask an open-ended question and really listen to the answer.
And remember, mistakes are completely normal. The goal isn't perfect grammar, it's connection.
Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of English Practice Lab.
If this helped you, please subscribe. Leave a comment with your own small talk tips, and share this episode with a friend who's also learning English.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing and keep talking.
And remember, every conversation you have, even the smallest one, is a real chance to grow your English. Don't wait for the perfect moment to practice, because it doesn't exist.
Start today. Start small. And watch how quickly your confidence grows. You might be surprised how much one short, friendly chat can change your entire day.
Bye, everyone.